Happy day to you from Ridgehaven Homestead. They expected several inches in our area of snow, but maybe we got an inch. It was enough to cover the forest and everything looks really clean. But this time it didn't really cover our driveway or the roads. Everything is still clear. And so for that, I'm actually kind of grateful because I didn't really want to be stranded at our homestead, even though it's great. I just didn't want to be locked in for several days. And around here in Upper East Tennessee, that's usually what happens if we get a lot of snow. Welcome to Ridgehaven Homestead. From the mountains of Upper East Tennessee, we share snippets of our off-grid life, cabin build, and garden blessings. Pour yourself a cup of tea, sit back, and take a peek into our off-grid home and family. I do like the snow, but I'm actually getting kind of antsy for the nice weather to come back. We've had some teasers of days that make me think that spring might be coming, and I've really enjoyed the winter, but the grayness is kind of getting to me. Everyday gray skies. Wow. So I'm taking a walk down our driveway and around our homestead, and I have to say that it's a little bit unusual today because usually when I take a walk I have at least 3 cats following me, and today they got spooked because of the snow and none of the cats wanted to come. There's a couple that are outside right now, but they didn't want to come and walk with me, which I guess I can't blame them. We do have mail. Okay, I've been expecting that package. Things I haven't been expecting. All right, since it's nothing too urgent, this is what we were needing. I'm gonna just leave that and get it when I go up the hill. It looks like a wintry wonderland, doesn't it? Kind of pretty. And we don't have to worry about slipping and sliding all over the road if it doesn't stick on the road. So I'm hearing the birds. And I just wanted to get out of the house and clear my head. We've had sick kids in the house for several days now, and I really believe it's a ministry to be able to take care of my children. Even though they're bigger, they're 20 and 18, the ones who are still at home, and it's not a trial at all, but it is a lot of work. And I have a little bit felt like, I already am a nurse, but doing everything else plus taking care, it's a little bit intense, and so I feel like it's a good thing for my own mental health to just step out a little bit and clear my head. And it's good for my not only my mental health but my physical health, because we all need fresh air, we need exercise, and I really appreciate a new perspective that I get when I take a walk. So it's part of what I am stepping outside for. Do you see those pretty pine trees behind me? They're really nice, little bitty ones. And we can see some of the birch trees. They still have their leaves. And I can hear the gurgling creek. Just a nice day. It's a little chilly. Here you can see behind me that the creek running down from the hill, this is definitely just a wet weather creek. It is flowing, but from the other day when I was here, about 2 days ago, it has slowed down quite a bit. Really quite pleasant to hear. So aside from needing a break and taking a break, every day I'm trying to make myself get out and take a walk, whether there's snow or rain or whatever, and sometimes I miss. But aside from that, I have been reflecting on the privilege that it is for me to be home with my kids. And like I said, they're big. Most of their growing up years I have been home, and we homeschooled and did the building project together. But now that they're bigger, sometimes we get the idea that they don't really need us that much and that they are just content to do their own things, which is true, very true. They definitely are becoming independent. They want to make their own decisions. It's all good. But when they get sick, everything kind of screeches to a halt. Does that happen like that in your house? I find that my mental, the things that are just chugging along all the projects that I need to do, which there are many, helping with my husband's business, doing the homesteading stuff, the off-grid life, it gets to be a lot. But when someone gets sick, I feel like that is just my primary responsibility. And I think that maybe because it's partly because of my personality, and it's partly because I am a nurse and a mom, and all those things working together really kind of just make me feel like the mother hen and have to not rest until my little chicks are safe. And so when your big kids, even if they're big, are shivering with the fever, and then they're so hot, and it breaks my heart to hear them when they are so sick. And even big kids sometimes cry, and I don't think it matters how old you are. At least it never mattered how old I was or my brothers. When we got sick, we needed mom. I remember my mom saying that even when my brother was in college and beyond, if he was sick, he would be calling home. And that is always how I want it to be. I don't want it to be a case where they can't call and I won't respond. So that's one thing about being a mother, isn't it? We will respond. So I have been doing different things this week, making more soup. Typically when my kids are sick and they get better, they want potato soup. That seems to be the standard that they want. I only had like 6 or 8 potatoes, and so that didn't get me very far making a big pot of soup. So I made potato and other vegetables in it, but it was mostly potato. So I still feel like it had the therapeutic effect. But because of our stocking up, like from the grocery outlet, we have had a good stock of tomato soup readily made, and then we've had some no beef broth and you can laugh about that, but I only bought 2 last time I went to the grocery outlet. I wanted to give it a try, and so this was the week to give it a try when one of my sons was getting over the fever part of the sickness, and he was a little bit ready to try something on his stomach. We opened one of the no beef broths to see, and it's basically a clear broth, a vegetable broth, and it was surprisingly good. I ended up drinking some. It was very nourishing, and so I had my husband go back because I wasn't going out. By the time one kid was feeling better, then the other one was coming down with it. So I had my husband pick up whatever they had there, which was like 5 extra ones, and we've made use of those this week. So I like to have those things on hand because you never know when somebody's going to be sick, and it's nice to just be able to pop out something that really hits the spot. And when you've had like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, it's really nice to have something salty and have those electrolytes replaced. I feel like soup is a comforting thing, and anytime anybody's sick, that seems to be what we want after being sick. Once we've gotten a little bit of an appetite, we can start with something clear and then something light and then move up to the potato soup. So I've been doing a lot more of that this week, delivering trays, checking temperatures, delivering medications and supplements, all the things that hopefully will make things a little bit easier for getting over this. And by the grace of God, and I should say so far my husband and I have not succumbed to the sickness, and I'm really thankful that so far we've managed to avoid it. And I have definitely been exposed. I've been in the face of people vomiting and being coughed on. And my husband said when he was a child, he used to believe, he had the firm-seated belief that nurses never got sick, and he thought that would really be awesome. Well, I think that would be awesome too, because I'm a nurse and I would love it if I never got sick. But unfortunately, we are susceptible just like everybody else. So good hygiene, good. I'm trying to just really hit the healthy habits, like getting sleep and drinking water, and all sugar has been evicted from the house, which is a funny thing because on just a few days ago we had a little celebration for our son's 20th birthday, and we had leftover cupcakes. I think we had 7 leftover cupcakes, and I will say that everyone has been very good. Those cupcakes sat there until today, when I decided, we just don't even need to keep them in the house anymore. So they got filed, the file 13. Nobody needs sugar at this point. I truly believe that sometimes God gives just a little bit of extra boost for moms when we need to take care of our kids. And then sometimes I do find when everybody else gets better, then the mom or the dad or whoever gets sick at that point. And I'm hoping that that will not be the case. But if it is, at least we've gotten through the worst of it. At this point in my walk, I ran into the neighbor at our mailboxes, and we did the neighborly thing, even though it was like 20 degrees outside. We caught up and did some chatting. I saw her goats. They were putting on quite a show for me, but then they ran up to their own barn, and then they were far away, so I never got a really good picture, but I did really enjoy interacting with them. The snow looked so pretty. I just loved this walk down the road. It did give me a mental health boost. Our kids are old enough that they can take care of themselves. And when I was contemplating staying longer at an event the other day, I was a little bit worried about our kids, and at that time I didn't know how sick they were. But somebody said to me, "Can your kids go down to the refrigerator and pull out something?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course they can." But then when I noticed how sick they are, I actually feel like it's a privilege to be able to serve them and let them sleep and get their rest and bring them the food that they need. We don't do it all the time, and the times are getting less and less when I will have this opportunity, because they won't be at our house forever. So for me, it really is a privilege to be able to do this, and I'm really kind of glad. I'm not glad that they're sick. I'm just glad that I have the opportunity to mother them for a little while longer. And if my kid is across town and he gets really sick, then you better believe I'm going to be over there too. That's just what moms do, isn't it? Because the next couple of days we were supposed to have really, really cold temperatures, I'm glad that I was able to take the opportunity today to get out. Even though it's chilly, it's time to go back in. My fingers are starting to freeze, and so are my toes, but it's good to get outside, even when it's cold. Gives you a new perspective and a little bit more energy. So that's probably the extent of my musings on this snowy day. Why don't you tell me how much snow you got in your area? I know that there are a lot of areas that got way more than us. They expected 1 to 3 inches. I think we got the 1. It's okay. Send me a picture of your snow if you have one. And until next time, stay safe, be well, and may God bless you. And I hope that you all avoid the sickness like the plague. I found that my snowy stroll out in nature refreshed me, and it was good to get some exercise. It cleared my head, but it was also very nice to get back near the fire, to do the domestic things, to check on the people, and just to take it easy a little bit. Sometimes we are rushing so much that when the sickness comes, it provides us an opportunity, even though it's unwanted, to slow down, to do some home cooked cooking, and to just relax a little bit and enjoy what is around us. Even though we just got a little bit of snow, it did wash the world, and it made everything seem a little bit more cozy and snug inside our cabin. We took this opportunity to use oil lamps for a little bit of extra light and just to add some ambiance to the cabin. Also brought to light our desire to live a little bit more simply, and so we were glad for this opportunity for all these little reminders, both wanted and unwanted. I'm on a quest to fill every window with one oil lamp so that we can leave the light burning no matter where we are. It's just something fun to do, not for necessary light, but just something to add coziness and warmth to our cabin. I hope you've missed the flu and cold season in your household, but if not, please check out the natural remedies that I have been sharing here lately. And until next time, stay safe, may your family be well, and may God bless you richly.